too smooth. That mud talking to have your ass in a wreck. Who's signing your check? Pussy better do what he says. We shutting down shows. Ain't gotta put no price in your head. Man, I'm coming for your tongue for all that shit that you said.
Gonna make the profiles boom, 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 boom. What it is, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, and of course, I'm gonna tell you what it ain't. Let's tell you what it ain't first. What it ain't is added preservatives. What it ain't is bullshit. What it ain't is rumors and drama and gossip. What it is real life, real talk by a real one who really did it, man. And I'm active in a function, right? When it comes to these profiles, yes, indeed, I wrote graffiti on the bus. But today I wanted to give you guys a little bit of hood news, right? Of course, I've been hearing a lot of stuff. And no disrespect to the fellas that are spewing it. No disrespect to the fellas that are putting it out there, because there's a lot of vatos in this YouTube landia, in this YouTube genre, that are out there doing the best they can to put forth the best content and the best effort that they can. For the gente, by the gente. I'm for the people, by the people. So I felt that if for no other reason, I should contact and tap in with a few people that are really living that life, that are really in the mix. Sasuke, I had to hit the 4-yard one time for your mind and for your mentality. So for those of you that don't know, man, there's a lot of rumors going on and a lot of shit has been circulating. You know, the CDC put out a memorandum. They put out a memo saying that, of course, they will be integrating everybody. It doesn't matter if you're on an SNY yard, if you're on an active yard, if you're going to get active in function, if you're on a juice Sasuke, you will be intermingling soon. You will be put together. Now, what's going to happen from there on and therefore, Sasuke, I can't call it like an alcoholic, but what I can tell you in a Mandotory, in a direct fashion, I've spoken to a few people on all sides, and they have all told me they're ready for whatever. Guerra is guerra. War is war, man. Steel sharpens steel. They already understand, man, that if they're put on yards with certain elements and certain people, they're going to get off where they're mad at. Ain't no one no punks. Ain't no one rolling it up. Ain't no one scarred, right? Motherfuckers are going to handle their business in a direct fashion. Now, trip out. I seen a couple spills, man, and respects to the vatos that are shooting them spills out. No doubt about it. You know, you never know what's really going on till you tap in with real ones. That's how it is in real life. I don't go off rumors. See, I'm not going off a he said, she said, maybe. I don't know. How come? Why come? I don't know. I come. But you know what I mean? That's just what it is. I don't understand the philosophy behind that. I believe in facts, actual and factual. I believe in really getting to the gist of the matter. And let's go ahead and tap in on some real life shit. So I tapped in with a few perros from Fresno. Fresno Bulldogs right on a 4-yard. What particular 4-yard? That's not for you or for me to say, but I will say that it's an active 4-yard because yes, Bulldogs do walk active 4-yards. They are segregated, of course, man, because if they come into any visuals of any norteños or sureños, of course, everybody, every group is going to get off where they're mad at. The norteños are going to make that move, their next best move. The sureños, Sasuke, you already know what time it is with the camaradas. And when it comes to the perros, man, their bite is larger than their bark. Straight up, right? In a real fashion. Now, I have a couple homeboys that are perros. Just like I have a couple homeboys that are active norteños. Simon, on God. Is that how they say it, right? And I got some homeboys that are active Southsiders that will tell you, first and foremost, man, they rock with the gun to the fullest. And I rock with them. Simultaneously, we rock, right? We ain't talking about no motherfucking Guns and Roses. So trip. Maybe some guns, but no roses. Allegedly. Anyway, so I chopped it up with the homeboy. And he was like, trip out, man. What's all this going around YouTube? What's all this going around talking about we're refusing to fucking go to these active yards, or we are on an active yard right now. We have been putting it down for our gente. Now, I'll tell you this, man. For anyone that's never been incarcerated, for those of you that don't know, I'm about to give it to you so that way now you know. No group segment, period. I don't give a fuck who you are, is going to refuse any movement. No group, period, in the history that I've ever seen has ever refused to come out to that yarda. Everybody will make their presence felt. Everybody will come to that yard. Ain't nobody scared. Ain't nobody hiding. Ain't nobody fucking not about that business. These groups are established. They've been established for decades, centuries, some of them, right? Some of them have been established so long, man, that if they were to refuse to go to a yard, if they were to refuse this integration, man, it could be spoiler. There could be a spoiler alert. You're spoiled, hums. You're rotten milk. Sasuke, throw you out. Charlotte, it's not going to ever happen, man. All these different groups rock the way they do because they've been doing it for a long time. You got to understand there's a long history when it comes to norteños, sureños, or Southsiders, whatever you want to call it, and perros, bulldogs. There's a reason why these three groups are very prominent in the state of California. Reason being that they've been doing it and rocking it and showing up and showing out to these yardas for several fucking decades. This shit didn't just happen yesterday. So when the CDC, the California Department of Correction, wants to implement or institute a new memorandum saying that you will be fucking coming together, yes, you will meet in the middle, ¿sabes qué? There's two balls, the left one and the right one. Who's going to be the dick in the middle? Whoever the CDC decides to put in that middle. And ¿sabes qué? Let me tell you, Vatos will handle their business. Now, in my history and knowing people, and just on retrospect, looking back, I could say, man, that there were plenty of times that Vatos were up short. I myself went to Nellis, Fred C. Nellis, a shouty show, man. There was very few Norteños active at that time. There was very few homeboys holding it down. And yes, I know to you active Vatos right now, that don't mean shit, but ¿sabes qué? It does to me, and that's all that matters, right? And we showed up and we established and we set a foundation for the Norteños where we were down south in Whittier. We had to look out for our own. We had to keep promoting and pushing the fucking Norte forward, right? I've seen plenty of Southsiders go up north, up short, 4, 5, 6 of them, and they hit fucking Yardas with 40, 50 Norteños, and they held it down, Simon. They got off the bus, right? And of course, man, they established and let everyone know they were from San Diego, Los, Sanfe, wherever they were from, the Inland Empire, stand up, shout out to Ontario, right? Vatos were getting their wiggle on, but they were there. They were there, man. They weren't trying to stay on a bus. They weren't trying to run. They weren't trying to hide. Nowhere to run to, nowhere. No, they got off. They got off the bus and they got off where they were mad at. Straight up. So you have to have an element of respect there. Respect. That's a big word. And that's what happens in prison. There's a lot of respect. Now, I understand, because my antennas are up, that there's going to be a lot of he said, she said. There's going to be a lot of individuals that feel some type of way about their movement. So they're going to fucking denigrate. Is that a word? I don't know. If it is, I'm saying it. And they're going to fucking desecrate and talk shit about the next group because they think automatically the next group ain't about the business. But let me tell you something. Since the wind's blowing, spoiler alert. Every different group faction, whether it's Africano, Kumis, Crips, Bloods, the Wood Pile, Norteños, Sureños, Bulldogs, Latin Kings, whatever the fucking case it may be, everybody has hitters. Everybody will show up to that party, and yes, they will drink cazadores. Everybody will show up, and they will show out. That's just the makeup of a gangster. That's the makeup of an organization. That's the makeup of a group in the state of California, right? Now, I'm not going to speak on other states and how they wiggle and what they got going on because I've never been there to do that. But I will say here in the beautiful state of California, where the golden motherfucking shit goes down, Vatos will show up, okay? So let me tell you guys, let me give you a rundown. All live movements are mandatory. Now, that's something that every group has in common. All line movements are mandatory. Meaning, hey, watch out. When they come to your door, are you coming out? It says Simon Santana's coming out, right? You have to come out. Because if you don't come out, guess what's going to happen? Vatos are going in. You know what I mean? You got to come out. You got to make your presence felt. Whether you're going to take that elbow that day or that W, pull up and pop like Curry. Either way, you're going to show up. You know, or they're going to show up. And you don't want them to show up because there ain't a lot of wiggle room in themselves, depending upon what institution and what pinta you're at. You know what I mean? Especially San Quentin, you're going to be doing this, Suscan, they're going to be doing this. And then it gets ugly. But you're going to show up. And you're going to hit them yards. So all line movements are mandatory for every different group. You know, when shit's about to go down on the yarda, and you know there's only 10 of you and 45 of the other opposition, you're going to come to the yard. It doesn't matter. You better be strapped. You better be ready. You better have your pedazo. You better have your shit cheeked, hooped, swallowed, whatever the case may be. But you will go out there and proceed for your ganga, for your hood, for your organization. That's just life in prison. Okay? Like I said, it's win some, it's lose some, but it's respect some, right? Respect all. You got to have that respect. And that's the way these groups have prospered. That's the way these groups keep moving forward. Now, some of you say to yourself, well, how does that help Raza? It doesn't help Raza, but it's a big, old, fulsome setup, okay? The California Department of Corrections is not here to help you. They're not here to help me. They're not here to help the homeboys that are sitting there on the 4 yards and the 3 yards, the real soldados, man, behind them walls that are there because, yes, they fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up, right? But now they're there, man. They have to keep that movement going. They have to keep the movement going for their people, right? Whether you agree with it or not, Sasuke, you can't take nothing from them because they're behind the walls and you're not. So don't speak on their situation if you don't really know or ain't never been there and don't know what's going down. What's going down is real life. It's real bodies. It's real metaflights. It's real pegadas. It's real people getting hit. It's real political. It's real life. It's real gangster shit, right? And that's how it's going down. So to say that people are refusing movements or they're refusing to do this or do that, I call bullshit on that, and without disrespecting anyone, man, I'm not pointing my fingers at any direction or saying some people got their facts mixed up. I think you got your fools mixed up like Brent Wood. Charlie, man, that's not what I'm here to say. What I'm here to say is, of course, every little group's going to put a little tapatio on it, a little spice so they can twist the story. They're going to turn it on them to benefit what they feel. Whatever makes everyone look better. See, there's a lot of people, they're too busy worried about how they look. They're too busy worried about how people feel about them. So I was getting, instead of speaking actual and factual, instead of stating facts. Now I'm one of them guys, man. When I was in Nellis, when I was in YA, motherfucker, we was a show. We lost more than we won. We got snaked on, we got bombed on, we got stomped on, we got jumped, we got scraped, Humps. But at the end of the day, we did a little old scraping back, right? We did a little old jumping back. We did a little old handball court action back. We made sure that we held it down. One thing about the fucking pull-up was the pull-up game was real. Okay, we might not have won that battle, homie, but we were in it for the war. Straight up. Actively, right? Bang, bang. And in that fashion, we basically showed up. So when people try to say like a group that's a smaller group, that's yes been segregated, man, not for their safety and security, but for the safety and security of the institution, the Fresno Bulldogs, who I have taken a liking to. They have taken a liking to me. Because I speak facts, I speak the real, I give them their respect, just like I give every different group segment their respect. I don't disrespect you, man. I call it like I sees it, right? And what I see is if I see you wear some skinny, tight-ass pants that are fucking restricting the blood flow to your fucking cara, I'm going to speak on it. If I see you wearing pink hair and I'm going to call that like an alcohol that. You know what I mean? If I see you fucking on some fucking boo-boo shit, well, guess what, Yogi Bear? Hey, boo-boo, right? I'm going to call that. I just calls it as I see it, man. Does my words impact you and hurt you and make me, and you have to say, oh, he's right and I'm wrong, Charlie. But I'm going to voice my opinion, man. My opinion is going to be felt one way or the other. Am I getting in your mentality? That's the question, because you're definitely not getting in mine. You know what I mean? I was blessed with the big pipa and I walked with a big stick. And that's it. You know what I mean? Stick. Yes, indeed. I wrote graffiti on the bus. Bang, bang. But I'm a true firm believer in giving everyone their respect and believing that every group is down with their cause. You know, every group's with it, man. I've seen Southsiders, man, 2 or 3 of them hit a yard. I'm going to tell a story. I was on a yard, okay? And at this time, the Southsiders were on lockdown. They were on lockdown because they had got into it with the white boys, with the woodpile. They didn't actually make a move on them, but there was some type of fucking animosity there. And CDC found out about it. And, of course, they slammed all the white boys and they slammed all the Southsiders back. It was just for a couple weeks. And, of course, we were maintaining it on that yard. Hey, watch out, the wind was just blowing, right? Everything was good. It was nothing but Africanos, others, and Norteños at this time on this yarda, just because these 2 group segments were slammed back. Now, did we sit there and be like, oh, yeah, fuck them vatos. We're going to, nah, Charlie, what we did was we slid them sopas. Jabones took care of them just like they end up taking care of us when we were in Susanville, not conforming to Mac Reps slammed down. This is how different groups go. This is how different people take care of each other. This is such as life, right? It's a big respect factor, man. Those of you that don't know, oh, you're going to pull up and pop and you're going to know. You're going to find out them same enemigas that you woof on, SK, NK, BK all day, right? Will be the same motherfucker that's shooting you a sopa, and you'll be happy because you'll be starving like Marvin, the Martian. Right? Real talk. Anyway, so trip out. They ended up releasing some of the Southsiders on a movement on accident, okay? And they ended up releasing some of the white boys to work in the kitchen. And of course, these white boys, there was more of them. There was like 10 white boys and 3 Southsiders that they released. Why they released him, I can't call it. It was a rookie. He didn't know what he was doing. So he got his fools mixed up, and he let these gentlemen go. And what happened? Oh, I'm going to tell you what happened. A whole lot of scrape action what happened, right? But guess what? They turned it on them. The Southsiders actually held their own, and they came out strapped up and ready. And they ran up first. See, that's the misconception people have. You would think, okay, 10 on 3, these about to stand no chance. Oh, no, they stand on their 10. They have a lot of chance. Everybody has a chance, right? Are you willing to come out and take that chance? Everybody showed up. Everybody stood their chance. And Southside, the Southsiders won. You know what I mean? And that's just how it was that day. Now, were they going to win every single battle? Charlie. But they did that day. I watched it with my own 4 eyes. I was like on the ground like this. Like, damn, them fools are getting scraped, right? It just happens. So when people start to say the Bulldogs are not going to pull up the Bull, what's going to happen? And the Bulldogs always seem to be the topic of conversation when it comes to all these, bringing these yards together. This integration is what they're calling it, integrating yards. When they're not, they shouldn't even be the topic. They're going to come. Oh, they're going to show up. They're going to be wherever administration places them. See, quite contrary to what people seem to believe is these vatos are not PC'd up. These vatos are not fucking on SNY yards. These vatos are not on 50-50 yards. These vatos are on bulldog regulated yards, segregated from the rest of population, not the Africanos, not the white boys. They're segregated from the north and south. So basically, if you look at it, they have everybody segregated from them. Everybody, the administration is keeping them away because they're more worried about the safety and security of the institution, not these vatos. You think they care about a few perros? They don't give a shit, man, if these vatos get hit. They only care about going home to their wife and them not getting scraped and getting caught up in a situation that they know is going to get ugly. Now, let me tell you something else. The end to hostilities. Yes, there was an end to hostilities, which means everybody is functioning on these yardas. A lot of the big homies and people that are with the business, we can't speak on them too much right here, but they came from the back and everyone's doing what they're doing now. And it's a lovely thing because Raza is showing love to each other. There's been a lot of things happening in the last 8-9 years, man, that has never happened before. And so it's a beautiful thing. Now, at the same time, the Bulldogs did not take into this mix. They did not take into this. They weren't going to conform to these rules and regulations that were mandated and set forth with this end of hostilities because they don't want to end no hostilities. Now, when a group is saying, Charlie Holmes, we're not willing to end no hostilities, right? They had action to come. And people are like, well, they refused to come. Charlie, they never refused. They just said, it's still on and cracking. We're not signing nothing, Holmes. We don't conform to nothing, and we don't want to be involved in it. Our name's Bennett, and we're not in it. When they said that, of course, they're the fucking 101 prime target. They've always been the target, so what's new? What is new, right? The vatos will show up. So they kept them, of course, on their 4 yards. Yes, Salinas Valley, these vatos are there. High Desert, Simon, they're there. Wasco, they tend to be there a few times, over the years. Vatos are everywhere, okay? So when CDC finally does implement this integration, which they've been doing, man, they've been bringing SNY on active yards, actives on SNY yards, and I'm not going to speak I know exactly what's going on. I talk to people. I'm not going to put out there quite yet exactly how it's going down on these yards, if people are conforming or not. Let's just say, man, they are starting the integration process. They have not moved Bulldogs anywhere. When they decide, the California Department of Corrections decides to move the Bulldogs anywhere, best believe the vatos are going to show up. Okay? They have no choice. They're going to get off the buses. They're going to get out the cells. They're going to go wherever you put them. That's just plain and simple. Now, of course, over in life, man, I'm not saying every single gangster has fucking got the fucking G and I'm like MC8, but I'm going to say most gang members will pull up and handle their business. Now, there are going to be some individuals that are scared to death. Fuck that, Holmes. I ain't trying to get scraped, man. I ain't trying to get cut. And those are far and few between. You know, when you're on a 4 yard and a 3 yard, you're living that life. You're about that life. You didn't just get there by accident. You didn't just get there because a motherfucker told on you. You didn't just get there because fucking you was out there fucking picking fucking flowers with your old lady and Sasuke, someone came, flicked your ear or licked your ear and Sasuke, you got off on them. Most of the time you're there because you were into some real activities. You were into some real gangster shit. You were pulling up and popping on people. And you will continue. That's the lifestyle. A lot of these guys on these 4 yards and 3 yards are lifers. Now, I got to give my respect to the youngsters because this young generation they'll mangle you. You know what I mean? They'll mac you real quick. They ain't playing, man. They're doing it in a ghost fashion. And if you know, now you know, right? But they'll show up. And that, I will say, man, respect for that, man. That's crazy. The phenomenon is crazy. Do I agree with everything? Charlie, man. But I'm just an old school vato from way back, man. I have my ways. They have their ways to wiggle. But I don't disrespect. I already know what time it is. But when people are saying, hey, I don't think this group is going to do this or this group is doing that, that's all hearsay. That's all stemming from some type of belief system and not giving everyone their props. I'm here to say, man, everybody deserves their due. Everyone deserves their due process. Everyone deserves their props. Everyone deserves their respect. Because the same vatos that you're whooping on, man, you never know when you might need them, gente. They're the same vatos that are going to look out for you someday. Someday. We'll be together. Anyways, I just wanted to put out a little hood news. I wanted to dispel some of the rumors. I wanted to say respect to all the channels that are out there bringing you hood news and bringing you daily, working hard, man, in the paint to bring you this. But of course, me, hey, what's up, perro? Hey, what's up? What's happening with this? Orale. I'll hold, right? I got at the guys on the 4 yard, and I will tell you, man, they said they ain't moved no one nowhere yet. So I was scared, but when they do, hey, we're ready for whatever. See, we can get it on. I mean, any type of weather. You know what's fucking on? And I said, respects for that one. Gonna put it out there? Simon. Orale, cabrones. Viva Mexico. Boom. and it's on and cracking. Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you like this. You subscribe. If you don't, you can put the thumbs down. Heavy as the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, man, which is all people. I hope that you move fast with a purpose. You go out there and get it, because only you can get it for your familia. No one else is going to get it for you. Or they might get you, but they're not going to get it for you. And that's a fact. If you like these profiles, keep it coming, man. Today is just a hood news saga, and you already know, man, we're trying to dispel the drama. It's all good. Respects to everybody out there, man, that's bringing that content, that's spitting that flame. I love it, man. I'm tapped into everyone. For those of you that hate me, it's just because I'm working with an 11, and I ain't talking about a pedazo. Or maybe I am. One never knows, does one. The gun. Bang, bang. And in that fashion.